Malaysia is currently dealing with both stunting and obesity as a result of malnutrition. This is mainly because of the shifting food environment, which has seen an increase in processed foods and bad eating habits. Access to and affordability of nutrient-dense food are significant issues, especially among low-income households. Poor nutrition is still a big problem. Up to 25% of Malaysians experience food insecurity, and up to 95% of the population does not consume enough fruits and vegetables. According to the recent data, Malaysian children who receive insufficient nutrition throughout their early years are at 20% relative risk of stunting and a 6% related risk of moderate to severe wasting. In Malaysia, poor nutrition quality is probably a contributing factor to obesity and other non-communicable diseases. Up to 14% population have been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, and nearly half are overweight or obese. Malaysia has implemented a national nutrition policy to enhance food and nutrition security and improve the nutritional status of the general population in order to reduce the growth of non-communicable diseases that link to diet. Under the direction of the National Coordinating Committee on Food and Nutrition, the Ministry of Health is spearheading the creation of NPANM3 from 2016 until 2025 this year, with the active involvement and agreement of all national food and nutrition stakeholders. For example, like food business, research and academic institution, professional association, and non-governmental organizations, including advocate groups, as well as relevant government ministries and agencies are among them. The plan was formulated taking into account the nutritional situation in the country as well as international and regional food and nutrition developments. It underlines how essential nutrition is to improving population health, reducing disease linked to diet, and strengthening food and nutrition security. The Ministry and Food Security are also working to address this problem by creating the National Agro-Food Policy from 2021 until 2030, NAP 2.0, which was formulated with the vision of developing a sustainable, resilient, and high-tech agro-food sector in an effort to drive economic growth, improve the well-being of the people, and also prioritize food and nutrition security, where they ensure the availability of food supplies so that everyone at all times has access to sufficient and nutritious food. Also, economic growth and the contribution of the agro-food sector to the country's gross domestic product GDP, as well as increasing the income level of food producers to ensure their well-being.
Days, more and more young Malaysians are turning to ultra-processed food. A study found that a staggering 38.6% of young adults in Terengganu, Johor and Perak have their daily energy intake that comes directly from UPF. The reasons? Convenience, aggressive marketing, and for many people, affordability. But what's the cause of this shift? UPF consumption mainly results in poor diet quality, with many young Malaysians showing imbalanced nutrient intake. This is directly linked to rising rates of obesity and other non-communicable diseases (NCD). Coupled with socio-economic factors, UPF often become the affordable choice, worsening this public health challenge. The novel food classification system categorizes foods into four groups based on their processing level. One, unprocessed or minimally processed foods like fresh fruits, vegetables, and grains. Group 2, processed culinary ingredients like oils, sugar, salt from natural foods. And group 3, processed foods that group 1, foods with combined with group 2 ingredients like canned vegetables. And 4, ultra-processed foods and drink products, what we call UPF. Industrial formulation made mostly from extracted substance or laboratory synthesized additives. Sure, it's easy to say, just eat healthier, but the reality is more complex. For many, healthy food is seen as expensive or hard to find, especially in lower income or rural communities. BFM News also state minimum wage earners need to spend 35.3% of their income to purchase food to meet the minimum nutrient requirement, which is impossible to achieve by the B40. The study as well shows that a noteworthy 70.1% of participants had a household income of less than 4,850 ringgit per month. Because of this financial strain and our contemporary lifestyles, people are settling for the cheapest and easiest to get food options, which are frequently UPF. Stress from work or studies, long hours, and limited time all push us toward quick processed options. As per the same study, young adults are prone to favor fast food, lack meal planning, and perceive healthy food options as expensive, especially during high stress periods such as examination or extreme work hours. It's a difficult cycle that unintentionally lowers the nutritional quality of food. As a result, poor diet quality with its imbalance of nutrients and high levels of unhealthy fats and sugar directly drive the rise in obesity, diabetes, and other anxieties like heart condition. Our food choices fundamentally dictate our health outcomes. Like many say, you are what you eat.
The current state of the young Malaysia diets paints a concerning picture, one that speaks volume about the food choices, affordability, and lifestyle. Here I want to talk about the current status of the dietary issue. Alright, number one, high consumption of the ultra-processed foods. Visual of the packaging food, student grabbing quick meal. Nearly 39% of their total daily energy come from the ultra-processed food, UPF. Things like instant noodle, hot dogs, and cheesy slices. According is the Malaysia standard, anything above 30% is considered high, and we passed that mark. Number two, poor diet quality overlay SMHEI chart or score interview clips in the food tray. What more alarming, the median SMHEI score was just 44.65, far below the house for healthy diet. Almost 75% of participants were categorized as having a poor diet quality, and not just a single respondent qualified for a good diet rating. Number 3. Low intake of the nutrition food group visual of fresh fruits. Fish stall then cut to empty fridges or instant noodle being cooked. Some of the most nutritious food groups like whole grains, fruits, fish, legumes, and dairy had a median score of 0. This medium meriting them at all. On the flip side, steps like rice and eggs were more common, scoring to the high. Number 4. No significant link between UPF and diet quality. Graphs expect interview students talking about affordability. Now, here the surprising part defines the high intake of the ultra-processed food. Researchers found no significant link between UPF consumption and poor diet quality. So, what drives this pattern? The answer might lie beyond the plate in the deeper issue like incomes, education, food access, and affordability. It's not just about what being eat, but what even to available to eat. Lastly, hopefully students buying a fresh products and cooking simple meals. To improve health, we must go beyond blame. We need to make nutrition food more accessibility, more affordable, and more part of the everyday because healthy eating should be a right, not just a privilege. That's all.
Steps to overcome the issues. Nutrition education in schools. Because why? Because to provide early exposure to students about the dangers of high sugar and salt intake through interactive lessons, cooking demos, and also school garden programs for students each schools in Malaysia. Also encouraged to do the my plate or quarter half meal model, which is taught as part of the syllabus in the health education subject. Encouraging local farming and markets to promote fresh and traditional diets through urban farming programs in flats PPR housing. Communities grow vegetables such as water spinach or mustard greens. Support for farmers market in rural or urban areas to sell local and organic products. Campaigns promoting traditional Malaysian dishes such as ulam ulaman, grilled fish, and also rich vegetables as healthier options compared to fast food. Restricting advertisements of junk food, especially they targeting the children in our country, Malaysia. A ban on junk food advertisements during children's TV broadcasting times, such as Mummy, Twister, and another junk food also. TV broadcasts should also limit cartoons, characters, or toys used to promote unhealthy snacks like chips or sugary cereals, and another junk food also. What can be concluded throughout this topic is that healthy and balanced nutrition is indeed important in our daily practice so that we can avoid any diseases and carry out daily activities well and perfectly in our life. In addition, the body is also agile and the brain is sharp. That's all from us. Thank you for listening.